Hello everyone. This is Miss Span with Miss Span's Fundamentals of Learning. 5 tips in 5 minutes. And as promised, guys, we're still showing math some love this week. Now, I'm going to be using today for you a 120 chart. This chart also comes in 100. So if you only want your chart to go from 1 to 100 or 0 to 100, you can plug it into Google. There should be a PDF file and you can go ahead and print that off. Now, I would suggest putting these charts inside of a plastic sleeve if you have one, so that you can use dry erase markers and it's reusable. Or you can just print about 3 or 4 copies, okay, so that you can use them. So I'm going to dive right in, and the first thing that I love to use this chart for is just basic counting, one-to-one counting. So if you have a younger student, I always suggest maybe covering from 21 to 100 or 21 on down, so that they're just focusing on these first 2 rows of numbers, and it's basic counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth until they get to the number 20 if they're younger, 50 if they're going into kindergarten, making sure they can count to 100 if they're going into first grade. And that is one of the first things that I would use this chart for. It's a really good tool just for them to get in that rhythm of counting. Now, for kindergartners, I know that one of their goals is to count by tens. So that's why I would go ahead and block off all these numbers right here and stop at 100 and make sure that they can count by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, so on and so forth until they get to 100, making sure that that is something that they can do on their own. And once they have that, I know my second graders need to know how to count by 5s. So then I will add this row of 5s to that. So they can practice counting by 5s and they can practice counting by 10s. So then they would do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, so on and so forth until they get that rhythm and they can do it on their own and they can count all the way to 100 pretty much on their own. Now, this is really good, like I said, to put it in that sleeve so that you can erase and you can try other things. So now we're going to go into a little bit of adding numbers together. So one thing that's good, like I said, with you putting it in the sleeve, is that you can erase it and your son or daughter won't get confused about numbers. So we're starting all over, clean slate. So one thing that I like to do is to give them a math sentence. So depending on what grade they're in, it may be low numbers like 5 plus 3. It might be high numbers like 53 plus 26. Either of those things you can do on this chart, as long as the answer isn't more than 120. So I will start by doing, let's say, 6 plus 4. Now, the first number is where I start, so I go ahead and circle that as my starting place. And then the second number is how many boxes I move. So 6 plus 4. So that means I'm going to move 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I end up at the number 10. Now, my girls are in second grade. Sometimes they have to borrow and do bigger numbers. So let's say they did 33 plus 19. Now, I'm going to show you how to do it by ones. But then in a different video, I'm going to show you how you can actually move by tens. So if I start at 33, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, it's equal to 52. Without using fingers, without using a whole lot of other things, just using this one chart and moving boxes to get to my answer. Okay, so we are counting with this chart, counting by 2s, counting by 5s, counting by 10s. We are identifying numbers with the chart. So you can ask them, okay, what does 18 look like? What does 35 look like? And they just point to it or cover it up. We can add with the chart. We can also subtract with the chart. And we can write numbers. So sometimes students don't know what numbers look like when they have to write them. Sometimes they write the 13 backwards or 51 backwards. You can call out numbers from the chart, show them what it looks like. They write it down on a piece of paper for you. And that's another way to practice using this 120 or 100 chart. If you don't have one, please download, please print one, please get it. It is an awesome tool to have, okay? This has been Miss Span with Miss Span's Fundamentals of Learning. 5 tips in 5 minutes. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next week.